Hello and welcome to The Penalty Box, the UW's only student-produced sports video show. I'm Alan Wagner, the sports editor of TheDaily, and I'll be moderating between our two panelists, Christian Capel and Max Goldenstein. The format is a little different from the first penalty box. The winner of the debate will still get the last word, but instead of awarding a single point after each question, I will award several points in either direction, or both, depending on different merits of their argument. The winner will be announced at the end of the debate portion of the show. There will also be fewer questions, but I reserve the right to ask follow-ups if necessary. There is also no time limit, but I'll ask our panelists to keep their answers fairly short, within about a minute. So, are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go with Christian first. Christian, how would you rate Ronnie Fouch's performance 2 weekends ago against Arizona, and do you see him improving as the weeks go on?
I think he threw the ball okay. They were playing with a pretty strong wind in that game, so the passing game wasn't really going to be the best it could. But I mean, you got to look. He's playing with banged up receivers and no running backs, and he's just not really in a great situation for a freshman to succeed right now. Even Jake Locker wasn't succeeding, but I think we're going to see him improve a little bit as he gets a little more confidence and is more comfortable running the offense.
You know, I think Ronnie Fouch has a great hand on his shoulders. And, he doesn't have much to work with, just like you said. Thing is, he's going out there with good poise. He's got a strong arm, and unlike Jake Locker, he really right now, I think, can actually deliver the ball into the hands of the receivers. He doesn't overthrow guys. He's got a good grasp of the system because he got so many snaps before the season started. So I think this is a guy that can go in there and at least do something. I mean, if you want to look forward to the rest of the games, he's the guy to watch.
I think that is one of the main reasons why he's probably a little more confident. His Locker was hurt in fall practice, so Fouch took the majority of the snaps with the first team, and even Willingham has said that they had him take a lot of snaps with the first team during the spring too. So I think Fouch understands that he can be the guy, and he's ready for that moment.
He's happy to have the opportunity as well.
Yeah.
Would you guys say, though, that he could be a better passer than Jake Locker, or are you going to stay away from that right now? I
think at this point, I don't think there's any question he's a better passer than Jake Locker. I mean, just the way he stands, just the way he stands in the pocket and scans his receivers and everything. Like Max said, he doesn't really appear to overthrow guys as much. But I think that when you're such a running threat as Locker is, that that kind of affects how good of a passer you're going to be. And I don't know if this spread offense is really the best thing for Jake Locker's game in terms of passing the ball and potentially being an NFL quarterback.
No disagreement? Okay. I've got 5 points for Christian and 2 points for Max. Texas is the new number one after they beat Oklahoma Saturday. Are they really the best team in the country, Max?
I'm going to go ahead and switch topics here and talk about the performance of the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, please.
I was expecting them to come out strong out of the gates, and I'm a Maverick. I like to see a good show, and I was thoroughly underimpressed by what I saw in that ball game. And one thing that really stands out, Robert Swift. Why isn't the guy playing? I mean, after how many years? 4 years, the guy is still on the bench. He got a new contract, a new life, a new opportunity to play, and Big Red is still on the bench. Christian?
I would say it's because he's terrible, because he's an awful basketball player.
Is it because
you guys don't have an opinion on Oklahoma or Texas?
USC is the best team in the country.
Well, you said Oklahoma.
USC is the best team in the country.
All right,
we can leave it at that.
I'll give a few points here to Max for kind of going off topic, but having good fun with it. But Christian, you actually answered the question, so I'll give you a few points too. All right.
Robert Swift.
All right. We'll stay on basketball then, but we'll go to Husky basketball. Will Isiah Thomas, Scott Suggs, and Elson Turner help bring the Husky basketball season back to their 2005-2006 form?
I don't think they'll be as good as they were then. Brandon Roy still doesn't play for them, but I think Isiah Thomas is going to turn a lot of heads. He's a lot better passer than a lot of people think, and of course he can fill it up. He averaged 40 points a game in the state tournament his junior year at Curtis. But Scott Suggs is a great scorer. Probably needs to put on a little weight before he can be a real impact player in the Pac-10. Elson Turner, I think, is going to be a great shooter. He's probably going to be one of the guys to rely on to fill that void that Ryan Appleby left. They're not going to be as good as they were when they had Brandon Roy, though.
You know, I have a different philosophy on basketball. You know, you look back at the Brandon Roy-led Husky teams. You look back at Nate Robinson. These are the go-to players on a team. In crunch time, these are the guys that are going to have the ball in their hands. When you look at the Husky squad of this year, you've got some young guys. You've got guys like Quincy and John Brockman. And when you look at those guys, would you really be comfortable with them having the ball in their hands with the clock winding down? I mean, John Brockman's a great player, but in the post, is he a guy who can score at will? I'm not sure right now.
I have to agree. Last year, that was their problem. Brockman was their best player, and when your best player isn't a go-to guy in crunch time,
he's scrappy. You know, that's what he does.
He gets his points off offensive rebounds and stuff like that. And he is a good post player, and I think he's one of the best players in the country. But like you said, he's not the Brandon Roy, Will Conroy type guy who you say give him the ball and say, okay, go ahead and score. I think Isiah Thomas could be that, and I think that Scott Suggs could eventually be that. And I think at times we've even seen Justin Dentman do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he can, get his mind right and play like he did as a freshman, then I think they could be okay this year. And Quincy Pondexter, of course, everyone's waiting on him to break out. I think once he reaches full potential, he could be one of the best players in the Pac-10.
See, my thing is, though, they've got so many guards that you almost wonder if the fact that none of them are going to get as much time to get into a rhythm in the swing of things as the season starts, that will they play up to their potential? Will the young guys be able to see the floor enough to get, will Isiah Thomas have to share the point with Benoit Overton? Will Justin Dentman be,
I think
held back? That's my question here.
Romar's usually had deep backcourts, and he's done a good job of mixing it up. I mean, you saw Dentman and Overton and Appleby all see considerable minutes last year, and I just think that as the season progresses, as they play a couple of non-conference games, you're going to kind of see the cream rise to the top, and I think that's going to end up eventually being Isiah Thomas and Benoit Overton. You'll probably see them play a lot together in the backcourt.
Boy, that was a very civil debate there. No going back and forth. I like that. You both get a few points for that. Pretty fair and even. All right. Moving on to the next question. Every single team in Seattle this season has either done terrible or moved to a podunk town in Oklahoma. Will our newly formed Major League Soccer franchise, the Sounders, bring us back into the light?
Can I just start this off? Do you care?
About the Sounders?
Yeah.
But no, I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't care either. So we'll skip that one.
Okay. Perfect.
Good.